Life is but a dream, right? You hear this, you hear that song, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, right? Life is but a dream, right? We forget that, right? We forget that while we're living. This life that we're living is no different from when we go to sleep and we dream, right? While we're sleeping and dreaming, we also forget that we're dreaming as well, right? We also forget that we are the creator of those dreams while we're sleeping, right? I'll get into the similarities between the dream state while you're sleeping and this awake life that you're experiencing. There's no difference. Well, there are a few differences, but I'll get there. There's so many similarities. You are the creator of the dreams, of the nightmares that you experience in the sleep state. Everything that you experience in your life before you go to sleep occurs while you're sleeping, while you're dreaming. In another symbol, in another metaphor, in another picture, right? You are the creator of that dream. That's something that we forget while we're sleeping, while we're dreaming. Your dream might be so vivid that you feel like that is another life, and it is. I mean, we could argue that that is another life or it's the same life, continuation of life, but that is the same life you're experiencing, but in a different state. That is something that we forget sometimes, right? Especially while we're dreaming. When we're dreaming, most of the time we forget that we are dreaming until we realize that is not a dream, and if we become lucid. And what is being lucid in a dream? Being lucid in a dream is just you understanding what you're experiencing. That's what lucid is. Lucid is understanding what you're experiencing, having a clear understanding of what you're experiencing, having a clear knowing of what you're experiencing, right? And when we become more clear of what we're experiencing, which is life, life is an experience. When we become more clear in what we're experiencing in our dream during our sleep state, one or two ways could happen. We could become more scared, right? If it's a scary dream, you might be more fearful, or you might be more fearful if it's not a scary dream. You might be fearing that how could this be a dream? You might be fearing that how could I hold all this power, right? How could I hold all this power? How could I have all this power of creativity in my own dream while I'm sleeping, right? Or you might feel you might feel joyful. You might feel content that this is only a dream. You might be feel joyful that you can create whatever you want in the dream. You could experience whatever you want in the dream. And notice how things change in a dream. Notice how fast things change in your dream. Notice how fast things manifest in your dream. Now let's go to your living state when you're awake, right? This is another dream while you're awake right now. Right now while you're watching this video, you're dreaming, right? While you're awake. Right now I'm dreaming while I'm awake. This is lucid living. This is understanding clearly what we're experiencing, me and you. This is understanding that we are dreamers. And what is to dream? To dream is to create. To create, to understanding that you are the creator of that dream, right? You could create any reality you want to experience. That's understanding you are the dreamer. That's understanding that you are the creator. That's living a lucid life. That's understanding things are not set in stone as they seem. That's clear and lucid dreaming. We forget, even right now, you probably do. Most of us forget that this is a dream. We forget that our lives are a dream. We forget, and when we forget that we are dreamers, when we forget we are the creators of our own reality, we we I won't say we lose our power. We forget about the power that we hold within us, right? So the first step to know that this, that you are lucid, not the first step to know that you're lucid. The first step to living lucid is to understand that you are in a dream and that you are the creator of that dream. And to know that is to understand that you can change things. You could change the experience that you are currently experiencing. That's the first step. Is to know that things are can be molded into something else, can be transformed into something else. And you've been experiencing this your whole life, but you forget, right? You're too busy living a certain life. You're too busy experiencing life in a certain way, right? So you forget. You lose your lucidity. But you could always come back and remember. You could always come back and remember that life is just an experience for you, for your soul development, for your spiritual development. Just like when you're falling asleep at night, it's the same. It's just another experience for your soul development, for your spiritual development. The second thing you must understand in order to live with lucidity is that things manifest slower, right? Do not put a time frame on what you're manifesting. If it's something big, then it's going to take more time to manifest, right? It's not like when you're falling asleep, when you're dreaming at night while you're sleeping, things manifest and things change quickly. The more ambitious your dream is, the more ambitious you are as a creator, the more time it should take for things to manifest, the more time it's going to take for things to change. So you must be aware of that. You must have an understanding of that. You must have an understanding, and that during that journey it's just a spiritual experience for your soul development. That time that it's going to take, it's just an experience for your soul development. The symbols, the metaphors that you go through and you come across the way, pay attention to those things. When you pay attention to those things, your life becomes more lucid. You understand this is for my own good. This is for my own learning experience. This is for my own soul development. This is for my own spiritual development. Because all those symbols metaphors, experiences help you learn along the journey. Everything that you experience in this current moment helps you along the journey. You have to be aware of that so that you could understand that. And when you have the understanding, you live with lucidity. You live with a clear mind. You live with a clear soul. You live with more clarity because you have that understanding of what you're experiencing, whether it's positive or negative. You live that with that clarity of what you're experiencing. You live with clarity in your life. No matter what you are experiencing, you live with that clarity. Thank you for watching this video.